Yo, Halito. How's everybody doing? We are on the eve of this eclipse in Aries. Okay, we just had the new moon in Libra, and now we have the eclipse in Aries. We had the spring equinox, that energy was in Libra. All right. And now we're having the eclipse in Aries. All right. So Libra and Aries are counterparts. They are the complete opposite. One represents justice and peace, which is the Libra energy. The raven energy, Guga. Gulana is the raven. Guga is the crow. So sometimes they are interchangeable. But you have Aries, which is the Tawodi, the hawk energy. All right. So you have air and you have fire. They complement each other. So in astrology, the animal totems, the zodiacs, you have the four elements represented. The air and the fire complement each other. And then the earth and the water complement each other. All right. So we flowing in this energy, right? So the goal of this video is to tap into the season of the beloved woman. All right. The woman, the portal to life. The women that have the womb, the portal to life. We are the givers of life, the nurturers, the teachers, the healers, the warrioresses. So we're going to delve into the Salagi, Kitawa, Aniyanwaya spiritual system. All right. Or if you want to say religion, but the spiritual system. All right. Now, this is just what I'm going to get back to, but we're going to go here. All right. The beloved women. All right. The beloved women is a Cherokee prestigious title meaning beloved woman or war woman. Giga. All right. All right, the title was a recognition of great honor for women who made a significant impact within their community or exhibited great heroism on the battlefield. All right, that could also mean the spiritual battlefield. Note, take fucking note. Okay, when a woman was bestowed as Gigage, and we're going to get the right pronunciation of that, but it's the beloved woman. She was given the great honor and responsibility. The role has changed in the Cherokee culture, but the Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians still have beloved women today. The Giga title was given to extraordinary women by the Cherokee clans, and the title of great honor and responsibility was held for life. Like, this is a title that you hold for life. The Cherokees believe that the Great Spirit who is the creator, Unatlanuhi, that is the Great Spirit, all right? The Cherokees believe that Great Spirit frequently spoke through the Giga. All right. The Giga headed the Council of Women and held a voting seat in the Council of Chiefs. She was given the responsibility of prisoners and would decide their fate. So they also give an example of a woman who got this title, a famous woman of Cherokee Nation, which was Nancy Ward. Okay, her Cherokee name was Nanyihi She was notable. She was a notable Giga, all right, who was born in the Cherokee town of Chota. She was thought to be the daughter of a Cherokee woman named Tame Doe of the Wolf Clan. Tame Doe's brother was Atakula Kula. In 1755, the Cherokee fought against the Muskogee Creeks. During the battle, Nanyehi, her first husband, King Fisher, was killed. She was just 18 at the time and victoriously led and fought in the battle against the Creeks. Her bravery and leadership resulted in her being bestowed with the title of Gahiga. All right. Gahiga. It could be Gahigayu. Um, Nanyehi became aware of a planned attack. I don't like this part. This part that they mention, I don't like this part. This is what they say um, this is like Knoxville's website because they have a site in Tennessee that's dedicated to Nancy Ward. That was her anglicized name, Nancy Ward, but her name was Nanyehi. All right. All right. Now she became aware of a planned attack against the white colonists during the Revolutionary War by Dragging Canoe, her cousin. She warned the colonists of the upcoming battle, which resulted in her being identified as a patriot for the Society of the Sons of the American Revolution and the Daughters of the American Revolution. Okay, so this is what they wrote. The following is from the article by Knoxville History Project. Beloved Woman was a title given to the Cherokee women who had major influence in their tribes. The most famous, at least to the white man, was one who likely visited Knoxville more than once in her life. She was named Nanyehi, and we knew her as Nancy Ward. When she went to battle with her husband, King Fisher, against the Creeks, she was just 17. When her husband fell dead, Nan Yehi took up her husband's musket, his gun, his gat. She was honored for her bravery with the title Gigage, or Beloved Woman, the highest title available to Cherokee women. The teenaged widow married Brian Ward, okay, an Irish trader. So she had a Cherokee Salagi man at first. He died in war and she fought on his behalf. Later, she marries this Irish trader named Brian Ward, but he left her and married a white woman. Ain't that a bitch? Well, she married him. I mean, that's kind of like, I mean, sad to say, you marrying a colonist descendant or a colonist. So he left you and married a white woman. Okay, so Nancy's cousin was Dragging Canoe, the most warlike of the Cherokee during the early white settlement of Tennessee country. When she learned he planned an attack on the whites along the Halston, she secretly warned them. When the attack came, they were gone. The battle resulted in fewer than 20 deaths on each side. She may have seemed like a traitor. But her intention was apparently to save lives. Nani he um okay, she died in 1822 but will forever be remembered as a beloved woman. Okay. Nanihi. Okay. This is how they spelled it at first, and then down here. Nanihi. Nanihai, and then Nanyihi. They just leave out the E down here. But this is an example of a beloved woman, really a war woman, because she actually fought in this battle, one of the battles against the Creek. Okay, according to visitknoxville.com. All right. So now, okay, this is an example of a beloved woman. All right. And, okay. Okay, and I just read basically the life and legacy of Nanyi High Nancy Ward. All right. So she was born in 1738. I read this. Her given name, Nanyi High, translates to one who goes about in Cherokee. And this is a Cherokee Nation map. Let's see if I can make it bigger. You can't really make it out, but this is a map. All right. All right. It's a map of the Cherokee Nation with names of towns and rivers. All right. They are situated on Tennessee State Museum collection. All right. So, her first husband's name was Tsula or Kingfisher. Okay. They raided the creeks. Now, I have bloodline ancestors that are Cherokee, Salagi, Kitawa, Ani and Waya, and Creek. All right. Muskogee. Okay. So this is, I have some other tribes. So y'all know my history. If y'all watching my channel, y'all know that I represent the misnomer, the Creole culture of my bloodline ancestors. My mother's side is from Louisiana and South Carolina and other places. Those two key places. All right. So I'm gonna have a mixture of indigenous tribes that I speak on my channel. Y'all also peep out my Enigma Solvers playlist where I break down like where I basically correct and school my listeners on the hidden meanings behind the allegorical stories in religion and the syncretism in religion. All main religions, from religions in the Americas to the diaspora. Okay. When I say the Americas, that is North, Central, and South America. And the diaspora. The diaspora can be the islands as well as Akbulan. All right. So, y'all new to my channel. On my channel, you going to get Creole spirituality and culture and indigenous spirituality and culture of my bloodline ancestors. All right. That's what you're going to get when you come here. So if you don't want to hear any of this, vacate the premises. All right. So this is a rendition of her. Okay. Print of Nancy Ward by Ben Hampton, 1976. The Beloved Woman of the Cherokee Nation, Tennessee State Museum, Collection 7751. All right. Now, this could be her real picture. Okay. But, let me look at something really quick. Yeah, we on the eve of this solar eclipse in Aries. And while I'm looking for this, I'm gonna show y'all this. Okay. All right. So this is what we have to look forward to. This is the new moon. All right. The solar eclipse, April 8th. All right. A new moon brings in new energy. All right. A lot of religions, they have like ceremonies and different things during a new moon and a full moon. Those are like key points, are key times when different religions, different cultures, different peoples have ceremonies during a new moon and a full moon. Those are key times. All right. This moon is in Aries. All right. It talks about moon in Aries, and I like going to this little site because they have some cool little tips. Okay, some cool little info, fun facts and shit. All right. So, the organs that are influenced: head, teeth, tongue, striated muscles, penis, gallbladder, arteries, and blood. These organs are now more sensitive, so provide them with extra care. Now, me personally, I have been feeling some strong energy, and it has been this energy has been, affecting my head, my head and teeth especially. So, if anybody else has some symptoms of this energy coming in, also is going to be some energy from Jupiter, but we're going to get into that. So, this video is like a copulation. It's like a mixture video because I'm talking about this new energy with this new moon and the beloved women receiving the respect that's due to them, because in our various indigenous tribes, our various indigenous nations, tribes, clans, the woman, the wombman, the great mother, the beloved woman is revered and respected. All right. She has respect of the nations. All right. Okay, so now it says new moon at 1820. All right, solar eclipse. All right. It says the feeling of uncertainty can make you solve problems faster then it's natural. Do not rush if there was a deadline. Try to slow down so that you can decide what you want to do and proceed at your own comfortable pace. Just because you know that it's about to be on the eve of this solar eclipse and some people are scrambling and shit, don't be hasty to make crazy rash decisions. Think the shit through, okay? All right. Do your affirmations, your prayers, light your Palo Santo, your copal, your sage, all your sacred herbs and roots. You can do cleansing baths because this is a new moon energy. An eclipse is like when the sun and the moon are like at this oneness for a moment. And we have this Aries energy and this Libra energy. Libra represents supreme justice. That's when things are balanced. And the opposite is Aries. That is Libra's counterpart. Libra, Guga, the crow, Gulana, the raven. That's the Libra energy. And the Aries energy is the hawk, Tawodi. All right. The fire energy. So you got air and fire, which complement each other. So this is a new moon. So various nations and tribes do light new fires. They may do it in spring when it's the new year. They may do it in October. It just depends on your nation, your tribe. Okay, you can do research on your own tribe according to your bloodline ancestors, if that's what you want to do. All right, so new moon, lighting a new fire, something new, a beginning of something. This is the beginning of a new powerful energy, and it's happening in Aries. That's a fiery energy. All right, so you have supreme justice, uh, peace, and then you have war. All right, so let's look at this. They're saying at this time, surgery is not recommended during a new moon. Okay. All right, so this is the chart. All right. Okay, this is the chart for this day. This is the planetary alignment of this day. All right. So you see, this is the Libra energy, and the opposite is the Aries energy. All right. All right, and see, it breaks down different things. So today is Sunday. This is pre solar eclipse. Okay, so we still in that Aries energy. The things that are sensitive on your body at this time: head, teeth, tongue, and arteries. All right. All right. So I just wanted to show y'all this. This new energy that's coming in. Let me see. And let me see. Okay, so all right, so we're at the day before. Let's look at the day after. So we're going from Aries energy. So we just had the spring equinox. Equinox is when everything is equal. Okay, that was in Libra. And now we're on the flip side, which is the Aries energy, which is tomorrow, April 8th. We're going to be the new moon. It's a solar eclipse. All right. Now, the next day is going to go into Taurus energy. All right. And the neck, the vocal cords, the throat, the thyroid glands are going to be sensitive. So, 3 days after the new moon, you're going to have that Taurus energy. All right. Now, on the 12th and the 13th, you're going to have some Gemini energy. So, the Gemini energy can tip the scales from good to bad, bad to good. So, on these 2 days, let's watch what happens, okay? Let's watch what happens on the 12th and the 13th. And then y'all know the 15th is like supposedly the last day you can do your taxes and all that shit, right? But just peep out what's gonna happen, you know, the 12th and the 13th, okay? Now, I did pull some cards earlier. And then after I break this down, we're gonna get to the to this. All right, because I want to look at some more planetary energies and influences in just a second. But we will get to this. We will get to this because I'm going to go over this book. And I have this book, which is by James Mooney, because he spent some time with the Cherokee people. Swimmer was a great medicine man, and so Mooney spent some time there and learned some of the Cherokee formulas, learned some of our stuff, right? And he wrote a book about his encounter. All right, now we're gonna get to that, but I'm gonna look at these energies because it's a new energy coming in. And what came to mind also is we're going to look at not only the sacred formulas of the Cherokee religion, the Cherokee spirituality, the Salagi, Kitawa, Aniyanwaya spirituality. We're going to look at that, and we're going to revisit the ancient clan of the Salagi people, which is the Anitkani, Anikutani. All right. Now, it's very interesting. We're going to look at who were the Anikutani. Okay. They were remnants of the ancient priesthood, if you want to use that word, priesthood. All right. And the story goes that the people rose up against this remnant of people because they basically abused their authority. All right. They abused their authority, and they were flowing in some corruption, and they was harsh, and some shit was going on. Now it says that some evidence relates to the Anikutani, to the historic Cherokee clan, the AniGilahi. All right. Now we're gonna visit that here in a second. The AniGilahi is the LongHair clan. It represents the human people, the breath. It also represents all right. The LongHair clan. This clan is also known as the Twister clan, the Hanging Down clan, or the Wind clan. It's short for an old, in fact, very old, ancient Gitlvgvnahita, the Warrior Women's Society. All right. This was a Warrior Women's Society, meaning something that grows from the back of the neck. Also, those belonging to this clan wore their hair long and in elaborate hairdos. They walked in a proud and vain manner, twisting their shoulders. They are teachers and keepers of tradition. Peace chiefs usually came from this clan at one time in the Cherokee history and wore white feather robe. The clan color for the AniGilahi is yellow, and their wood is beech wood. All right, so we're going to be looking at this connection between the Anikutani, which are these ancient priesthood, but in my research of just different religions, different spirituality systems and culture, in every one of them, it's always a group that fucks up. It's always a group that comes along and abuses their fucking authority. No group is exempt. It's always some bad apples in the bunch. All right. Now it's up to the people, a part of each culture, to either accept that bullshit or to fight against it. Like, look, y'all not gonna be doing that in our presence. No, that's not what we stand for. So yeah, so we're gonna look at that, but I do want to look at one one energy, because this is a new time and this is the season of the beloved women. Spring is a sign of rebirth. And who gives birth to children? The great woman, the great womb man. So this is a new energy, a new beginning energy, and it's a fiery new beginning because of the Aries energy. All right. A movie that comes to mind is Jupiter Ascending. Now it's a message to this, like with that movie, is just a message that ties into this. I'm a spiritual messenger, so I receive messages. It could be in any environment, I will receive a message. But anyway, from this movie, Jupiter Ascending, if you ever saw it, basically, this woman, this young lady, all right, is like a mirror image of her old powerful self. She was royalty in a quote unquote another life, right? And so she's born when basically some planetary cosmic events are happening. Um, Her dad was looking through this gold telescope. He was like an astrologer, an astronomer. He was looking into things that happened in the cosmos. And in a lot of indigenous spirituality and culture, our ancestors had observatories so that they could observe the stars, the seasons, and the times. Okay, and a lot of times the medicine people the messengers would pay attention to this and relay messages to the leaders and or the people. These messages of what to look out for, blah blah blah, due to the cosmic events and the planetary, influence, all of that shit, right? They even had special stories, allegorical stories about cosmic events. Every country or every nation, every culture. I won't say every. Let me rephrase that. I would say a lot of cultures have allegorical stories about things that happen in the cosmos, all right, according to the planetary energies and how they affect us and the seasons, the times, all that shit, right? So the Jupiter Ascending movie just reminded me of that. Because we are up on the precipice of this solar eclipse that everybody's just so, because it is I have this book. I'll have to get it, but it talks about the 26,000 year cycle. But let me look at something. And I'm just getting that this is the season of the womb man. All right. We have been hearing about the age of Aquarius and different things. We've left out of the patriarchy type energy. It still has residue here, very much so, but it's gonna be like the rise of the beloved women. All right. The Holitopa Ishki, that's Cherokee. That is Choctaw for beloved women. All right. Um, but this is a time of the matriarch getting her just due respect. This is like everything coming full circle where the great mothers, the teachers, the healers, the nurturers will begin to receive respect. A lot of the women are going to be warrior women because they're going to fucking demand respect. Um, Some women will do it with grace. It's two sides of Judge Judy. She has regal and grace. And then when it's time to, let them have it, like off with they fucking heads, that's when she, handles business. So it's like the beloved women and the war women energy. This is the season. Oh, okay. Let me look at this 26,000 year cycle, but I'm just trying to look at something. Let me see. Okay, look at this. Okay, the 26,000 year astronomical monument hidden in plain sight. Let me see. I do have this book, and it talks about Return of the Serpents of Wisdom, and it does speak on a 26,000 year cycle. And I was trying to look at the Jupiter energy, because the Jupiter energy, yeah, but you're gonna see some major things happen with the women at this time. All right. Okay, and it's about a lot of with this fiery energy, an awakening of your you could say your DNA, your spiritual fire, your sacred fire, your new fire is being lit, starting at the base of your root chakra to the crown of your head, this fiery energy. And if you came out of Judeo-Christianity like me, it's kind of like the day of Pentecost type energy. When they receive, the Holy Spirit, and they spoke in tongues of fire. That has another deeper allegorical meaning, but a lot of great spiritual concepts came from our indigenous ancestors, and these Johnny come lately religions adopted a lot of our practices. So this is a beginning, a new thing. Okay, the book that I was talking about, it also talks about the 100,000 years, but it's something going on with the 26,000 years. And let me see. Okay, it's Mana, in the old red land, the red colored fire serpent. Okay, so there's going to be some interesting events happen. I know that. But the energy is big for women. It's good. It's big for women. I just know that. But this is basically saying 25,772 year axle possession of the earth. Okay. And let me see. Okay, let me go back. Hold on. But this is like, all right. Okay, so, all right. Okay, during the precession, the Earth's axis traces out an imaginary conical surface in space in a circle on the celestial sphere. The celestial North Pole, or CNP, i.e., the projection of the Earth's axis onto the northern sky, moves about 1 degree along this circle every 72 years. 360 times 72 equals 26,000 years. All right, stars that happen to lie. Okay, all right. All right, y'all can see this. Vega was North Star 13,000 years. All right, so y'all can pause this and look at it. But it's a lot of things happening, and they may not be visible to the naked eye. Yes, this time we can see the eclipse. We can see it. We can see it. But there's gonna be some other energies, and with this new energy, it's gonna be a lot of stuff that's revealed. And one sign is, okay, we can see this solar eclipse, and it's happening in the new moon of Aries, and we're gonna be able to see a lot of stuff. Stuff is revealed, and it's just it's an interesting time. It's an interesting time, I would say. All right. But these energies affect us as humans on this earth. All right, so the solar eclipse, the new moon is going to be in Aries. So this is just like an overview. I know this video has a little bit of everything, but it's just what I'm picking up. And I mean, I've been affected in a good way concerning this energy. Okay, I've been affected by this, and there's been some things going on. I'm not gonna share everything, but it's new moon, it's new energy. This is the beginning of something. All right, So this is like a diagram. All right, and they showing this. All right, all right. All right, you see this. All right. This Libra Aries over here. The vernal equinoctial point, 26,000 years. Well, this is Libra and Aries. But the equinox, we just had that. All right. And they kind of just show that symbol there. And then you see that Aries symbol there. But they're showing it from this to this. All right. So this is just, some little visuals for y'all. But let me look at one more thing before we delve into this Swimmer's Manuscript by James Mooney. And we're going to touch on the Anikutani, which are their stories about them being remnants of the ancient mound builders. We're going to dig into that. Okay, just a second. Oh, thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is a impromptu video going with the flow. I knew I was gonna be doing a video concerning these energies and what's going on, but here it is. All right. Okay. Okay, I found this little article, but I'm trying to get to the meat and potatoes. Okay. Okay, so during this time of this eclipse, Venus and Jupiter will bracket the sun, and Mars and Saturn may be faintly visible, according to NASA. All right, so we're going to have Venus and Jupiter. All right. Venus and Jupiter. Age of Aquarius, that comes to play. Let me see. Okay. Let me just pull this up real quick. Right. So the planet that rules Aries is Mars. The planet that rules Libra is Venus. Also, Gemini, the planet that rules Gemini is Mercury. The planet that rules Sagittarius is Jupiter. So that's another fiery energy. We have Cancer is ruled by the moon. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And Pisces is ruled by Neptune. So with the Sagittarius energy, hold on, let's see. Okay, I'm just looking at something because I'm getting some puzzle pieces. Oh, excuse me. So we know the solar eclipse is going to happen for 4 minutes and 28 seconds, they say. But it says the complete eclipse from the beginning to the end will last about 2.5 hours. All right. And it will last longer in some places in the world. All right. All right. All right. All right. Some of these sites are acting real crazy. Like they want you to sign in, not a shit. No. Oh my god. People ask some crazy shit. Somebody asked on here, can they go to the toilet during the lunar eclipse? People are crazy. Okay, solar eclipses are a lot more common on Jupiter than Earth. NASA says double, triple, and multiple. All right. All right, let's just look at this little article. All right, solar eclipses are a lot more common on Jupiter than Earth. NASA says double, triple, and multiple. All right. Total solar eclipse 2024 is just talking about we are awaiting this. It's a rare phenomenon. A total solar eclipse on Earth is not so uncommon on Jupiter, which is orbited by more than 90 moons. 5 of its moons are close enough to the planet to occult the sun, which makes double, triple, and even multiple simultaneous eclipses common on the gas giant, says NASA. All right. Okay, so it's just basically if you want to know some fun facts about this. All right. So, all right, we got this going on. So, it's going to be some stuff happening with women. And Venus is the opposite of Mars, which is the planet that rules Aries, and Venus is the planet that rules Libra. So, we just left that balancing energy during the spring equinox when things were balanced, equal. Okay, I'm trying to see where I want to go with this. All right. They give you all these tips, but you can get those little cool glasses and go view it outside. Okay, you can be barefoot on the grass, on the earth, and view it. It's gonna be some interesting energies, I'll tell you that. Yeah. So, all right, let's get to the meat and potatoes. How many minutes we've been in? Okay, we've been in here 54 minutes. All right, I'm gonna make this video no longer than 2 hours, maybe an hour and 30 minutes. But all right, now this is dealing with the Salagi, Ani and Waya, the Kitawa people. Okay, my ancestors, my bloodline ancestors, one of them, one of the nations. So let's look at this. Now this is interesting. All right. Now we have 7 clans, but we are gonna visit this ancient clan before the remnant of them fucked up, basically. This is an interesting site, so I'm just going to share this interesting site real quick. All right, the Anikutani. Okay, these people named themselves the Anikutani Indian tribe, the Native American nation. But whenever you research something and analyze something, whether it's a theory, you want to basically fact check. You want to basically decipher through the shit. Take what's the truth and throw the rest away. But this is going to be something interesting. All right. It's an interesting thing, right? So the Anikutani, all right, I'm gonna just show you something that I'm compared to. This is gonna be our okay, so this is gonna be our one of our measures. Okay, you can also go to CherokeeNation.org also, but okay, now this is the Cherokee Phoenix, which is okay, it's named the Cherokee Phoenix. Yeah, I know stories about Sequoia and how he came up with the syllabary and all of that, right? Y'all can research that if y'all want to, but I'm just showing this because we're about to talk about the Anikutani. Anikutani, all right. So the Cherokee clan system, all right. It says I'm reading right here. There are 7 clans: the AniGilahi, the LongHair clan. All right. Now I did briefly speak on the LongHair clan. The LongHair clan is also known as the Twister clan, the Hanging Down clan, the Wind clan. The Gilahi is short for an old, in fact, very old, ancient Gitlvgvnahita, which is the Warrior Women's Society, meaning something that grows from the back of the neck. Those belonging to this clan wore their hair long or in elaborate hairdos, walked in a proud and vain manner, twisting their shoulders. They are teachers and keepers of tradition. I'm going to read that again. They are teachers and keepers of tradition. Peace chiefs usually come from this clan. And at one time, the Cherokee history and wrote they wore a white feather robe. The clan color for this AniGilahi is yellow and their wood is beechwood. All right. The LongHair clan. Then you have the AniTsiskwa, which is the blue clan, which is the blue holly clan. All right. Those belonging to this clan were keepers of all children's medicines and caretakers of medicinal herb gardens. They become known for a medicine from the bluish colored plant called the blue holly and were named after it. This clan has also been known as the Panther or Wildcat clan. So we're talking about the AniTsiskwa. All right, they're also known as the Panther or Wildcat clan. In some regions, their color is blue and their wood is the ash wood. All right. Next, we have the Aniwaya, the Wolf Clan, which is one of the largest. The Wolf Clan is one of the largest clans today and the most prominent clan, providing most of the war chiefs and warriors. True Aniwaya are protectors of the people. The Wolf Clan are keepers and trackers of the wolf, and only and the only clan who could kill a wolf through special ceremonies and wolf medicines. The clan color of the Aniwaya is red, and their wood is hickory. All right. And then we have the AniGilahi, AniGilahi, the wild potato clan. All right. Now, these are like the farmers. But okay. Okay, they represent the material plane of earth or physical matter. But they were also known to be farmers and gatherers of wild potato plants in swamps. All right. Hence the name Tlvdatsi, which is in their name. Tlvdatsi is the wild potato clan. Along streams, the swamps to make flour or bread for food. All right. Okay. What else? Okay, and they were named after them. They are the keepers and protectors of the earth. The Wild Potato Clan has also been known as the Bear Clan, the Raccoon Clan, and even the Blind Savannah in different regions. Okay, the clan color for the AniGilahi is green, and their wood is birch. All right. All right, next we have the Deer Clan, the Aniawi, the Deer Clan. All right, the Deer Clan, those belonging to this clan were the keepers of the deer, deer hunters and trackers, tanners and seamers, um, as well as keepers of the deer medicines. They were known to be fast runners and foot messengers. Um, the clan color of the Anikawi is brown, and their wood is oak. All right. Now we got this one. We got the AniTsiskwa, the bird clan, or the Redtailhawk clan. Those belonging to this clan, also called the bird clan, were the keepers of the birds, the sacred feathers, and bird medicines. They were messengers and were very skilled in using blowguns and snares for bird hunting. Their color is purple and their wood is maple. All right. Now we have the paint clan, which is the Aniwodi. All right. Now, the Aniwodi is also firekeeper. All right. Those belonging to this clan made red paint. The tribe's medicine men. All right. Dida Hunwi Sagi healers. All right. And Adawihi wise men. Traditionally came from this clan at one time in Cherokee history. The clan color for the Aniwodi is white and their wood is locust. All right. And this will be on my Indigenous Enigma Solvers playlist because I just have a regular Enigma Solver playlist, and that breaks down the various spirituality and cultures and religions and the syncretism of it and the trickery of it, the allegorical stories, all that. Y'all can check out my playlist for that. Okay, so now we're talking about the Paint Clan. We talked about the Paint Clan. The next clan that they didn't mention right here is the Anikutani. They didn't mention the Anikutani, but I'm going to read this excerpt from some literature that I have. In ancient time, the clan names represented to the Anikutani the balance between the spiritual forces that shaped and guided the human spirit on its journey and development through life in preparation for entry into the spirit world. Membership in a particular clan did not mean that the members of the clan were in some way blocked or held at a particular level of spiritual development or attainment. Clan membership and the existence of the clans was simply meant to represent a balance of the spiritual forces that made up the world of the AniGilahi. All members of the society could participate in the ceremonies and were all viewed as equals. Okay, since the Wolf Clan represented the final level of attainment and was also the clan of the warrior class, its membership over time continued to grow in ancient times until it became the largest of the Cherokee clans. It was believed that if a Cherokee person did not fully complete these levels of development, they would not be able to find their way to the place set apart for them with their people in the spirit world and will wander in darkness on the earth after death as a spirit. Okay, this is a saying. Okay. But it just talks about the 7 levels of spiritual progression. Now, I've done videos about different seasons and cycles in your life. There is spring, which is about birth, beginnings. There's summer, that's living life. All right. Living life, your zenith of life, your climax of your life, your zenith. And then you have autumn, which is where you're getting to elderhood and you're doing a lot of wisdom, meditative, reflecting, and on all the life lessons you've learned on your journey. And then you have winter, which represents death. And then after death comes rebirth, resurrection, spring. So that happens in cycles on the earth. It happens in one's life. It happens in the maturation of anything. You have the birth of it, the beginning of it, the life of it, the last stage of like the bulk of it, where you have the whole synopsis, where you get the shit, it makes sense, and you at that elder wisehood stage, and then the ending of it, and then you have a rebirth of something new. All these cycles happen. So we're gonna look at this. Okay, it says the knowledge of a person's clan is important. The clan members are considered brothers and sisters, and it is forbidden to marry within your clan. When seeking spiritual guidance and medicine, it is necessary to name your clan, and seating at a ceremony stomp dance is by clan. All right. This is from the Cherokee Phoenix. Okay. All right. I'm looking. Okay. All right, LongHair clan, whose subdivisions are Twister, Wind, and the Strangers, okay, are known to be a peaceful clan. In the times of the peace chief and the war chief government, the peace chief would come from this clan. Prisoners of war, orphans, and other tribes and others with no Cherokee tribe were often adopted into this clan, thus named the Strangers. At some Cherokee ceremonial grounds, the LongHair Arbor is on the east side and also houses the chiefs and the other leaders of the grounds. Okay. And then they go on to talk about the Blue Clan subdivisions are the Panther, Wildcat, and Bear, which is considered the oldest clan. All right. The Blue Clan. The subdivisions are Panther or Wildcat and Bear. Okay, this clan produced people who were able to make special medicines for children. At some Cherokee ceremonial grounds, the Blue Arbor is to the left of the LongHair Arbor. They just talking about in ceremony where you're seated, basically. The Wolf Clan has been known throughout time to be the largest clan during the time of the peace chief and the war chief government. The war chief would come from this clan. Wolves are known as protectors. At some Cherokee ceremonial grounds, the wolf arbor is to the left of the blue one. Okay, then you got the wild potato one, which is the blind savanna. Members of this clan are known to be keepers of the land, gatherers, farmers. Wild potato was the staple of the traditional Cherokee diet back east. Okay, all right, they sit next to the left of the wolf arbor. The deer one is fast runners and hunters. I read this for y'all. They're messengers on an earthly level, delivering messages from village to village, person to person. The deer arbor is to the left of the wild potato one. The members of the bird clan are also messengers. I'm going to read that again. The members of the bird clan are known as messengers. The belief that birds are messengers between heaven and earth and heaven, or the people and the creator. The creator is One La Nuhi, Onet La Nuhi, the creator, all right? Or Ugu, which is the ruler, all right? Or Gilahi, heavenly one. All right. So, all right. All right. The Paint Clan. All right. They were known as medicine people. All right. Medicine is often painted on a patient after harvesting, mixing, and performing other aspects of the ceremony. At some Cherokee ceremonial grounds, the Paint Clan sits next to the left of the bird one. All right. And you can go to Cherokee.org. All right. If you want more information. All right. All right. But we're going to look at this Anikutani. That's what we're going to look at. We're going to look at this Anikutani. Just a second. All right, so this is the official Cherokee Nation website. All right, this is for educational purposes only. All right. Okay, so they just gave a brief synopsis. Very brief. All right. Very brief. Yeah, I can screenshot this, but it's very brief. Very brief. Okay, and this just breaks down the history conflicts with the state of Georgia, European contact and settlement, land cessions, conflicts with the state of Georgia, forced removal, internal conflict, reunification, civil war, comes to Indian territory, allotments, statehood, survival, continuity. All right. And it goes on. All right. The Cherokee Phoenix. All right, let's look at this. This was the article that I just read. All right. All right, the article that I just read is from the Cherokee Phoenix. All right. And that is at the bottom of the Cherokee.org website. This is for educational purposes only. All right. So, all right. But let's look at this because this is interesting to me because whenever I see stories about that a clan or a people is extinct or they're no more, I look at that. I look at that And I may do a part 2 to this video to delve deeper into the Cherokee religion. But all right, let's look at this. Now, this group, they feel that they are the surviving remnants of the Anikutani. All right, which is very interesting to me. All right, so let's just check them out. All right, let's check them out. All right, Anikutani. All right, Anikutani. Okay, their tribal nation derives its name from a long ancient history of spiritual guides and leaders. All right. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Oh, yeah. Okay. The Anikutani literally means the ancient ones. All right. The ancient ones of Turtle Island in the Kituwa Salagi language. Anikutani. All right. This is the ancient clan. According to the other readings, the Anikutani was a priestly, a priesthood. All right. All right. This was a hidden clan, right? The Anikutani, ancient Cherokee priesthood. All right. Now, I know a lot of nations will not give up all their secrets for the public to see. All right. They will reserve some things, right? So, on this one book, this one literature, I'm looking for the source, but I had printed this off a while ago. I got so much stuff. I have books, and then I have printed off books and different things. But it was just saying that some of the grandmothers now say that, that clan is no more. This is what they say about the Anikutani. All right, so it says, all right, I'm going to just read this again before I start reading what they have to say. All right, it says, all right, they say that the grandmothers say this belief is a myth, right? They say it's a myth. All right, the Anikutani appointed a member of each of the 7 clans to represent both the spiritual forces and the ritual of ceremonies, all right, related to the progression of the human spirit from birth until the entry into the spirit world. In ancient times, the priests, the Anikutani, would travel extensively within the Cherokee homeland, performing the ancient ceremonies in each of the Cherokee townships. Okay, so in each town, they went and performed these ancient ceremonies, right? And then they say, quote unquote, after the extermination of the Anikutani by the Cherokee people, it says the Cherokee people exterminated this priesthood because they, quote unquote, abused their power, right? This sect. Now, we're going to have to do further research on this shit. But like I said, in every group, there's always a bad bunch of people that abuse their authority. So, now, when they say they exterminate, it's always some remnants left. It's always some residue or some remnants left. I just can't believe that they exterminated them all. But okay, let's read on. All right. The ancient clan system continued to exist. All right. So that part is not a myth because this clan system continued to exist. Okay, but it says, but some say no longer represented the original ancient symbolism of the Anikutani rituals practiced in ancient times. So they are aware of these ancient rituals and practices, and the symbolism of what they represented. But they say that it continued to exist, but no longer represented the original ancient symbolism. All right. So it's kind of like they trying to say some of it got lost in translation, or they reserved that for a secret society within the nation, like a secret priesthood. It's only for select people. All right. Okay. So it says the clan systems remained, all right, simply as a bureaucratic artifact of the earlier cultural incarnation of the Cherokee culture. And much of the traditional knowledge and understanding of the origins of the names and purposes of the clan system was lost or forgotten. When they say shit was lost and forgotten, somebody preserved the shit. Somebody preserved it. So it may be lost to the public, but somebody reserved the shit. But we about to just look at this. This sect of people, and I'm just looking at this site for educational purposes only. We're gonna just, look at it, examine it. We're gonna examine the shit, right? This is what they said per their site. These Tau Anakitu. Okay. Tau Anikutani Nation .online. This is one they files, right? Tau Anikutani Nation online. So with anything that you're examining, you wanna sift through the shit. What's good and what's facts, you keep that. The rest, you just toss that in the trash, right? Okay, so we're examining. We're being enigma solvers right now. Check out my enigma solvers playlist. All right, this one is going in the indigenous enigma solver playlist. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a new one for this. All right, so this is saying that these people, okay, all right, they recognize that this comes from an ancient history of spiritual guides and leaders. Ani Kutani literally means the ancient ones of Turtle Island in the Kitawa Salagi language. This particular nation is made up of many clans that consist of Aboriginal Indians such as the Quapaw, the Chata, the Choctaw, the Kitawa, the Cherokee, the Tonkawa, the Washita, the Wampanoag, and more. These indigenous Indians are spread throughout and across Northern American continent. This is part of this site. Now I'm just dealing with this site, right? And I'm just trying to see what they saying about if they gonna break down some of these secret rituals and ceremonies. That's what I'm looking for, right? But I'm just gonna read this first part and then I'm gonna skim through the shit, right? Okay. These indigenous Indians are spread throughout across North American continent. The main goal of the Ani Kutani Indian nation is to be perceived as that great nation, setting the epitome of what a nation should be, clean, pure of benevolence. This nation will strive to chaperone and provide for those other Aboriginal Indian natives that have lost their way and have forgotten the task appointed by the Great Spirit. Oh, they insert this, okay, which is to heal, teach, assist, and nourish, and unite. Okay, I'm with unity. I'm not with all this fighting against each other unless y'all doing something wrong. That's justice. You got to be dealt with. If some shit is being done wrong, got to be some fucking justice about the shit. That's where I stand. But I'm just looking. I'm just trying to see if they gonna break down any ceremonies. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. Okay, they saying the Ani Kutani they went by all these different names, right? All right. they're the ancient ones. Who did sojourn here in the Americas before the conquest of the colonizers. These colonizers knew that they had stumbled upon a great civilization of families or clans, whom had created a vast network of people. In fact, these people had evolved their tribes into kingdoms, then onto empires. These same colonizers also knew that in order to destroy this miraculous conglomerate of nations, they essentially would have to first infiltrate the inner workings. And they did. The colonizers did infiltrate a lot of inner workings and overthrowing leaders, poisoning people. The colonizers did a lot of shit. They did invoke tribal corruption by any means necessary, okay, by having spiritual leaders disband or simply put to death. And where you get stories like, oh, this clan is no more, it's been extinct or exterminated, blah blah blah. All right. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. I'm trying. Let me skim through here because uh I want to see what they saying about the Anikatani. Like, are they gonna give us some rituals or anything? They gonna break it down? If they gonna spill the beans on the secrets? Let's see. Okay. Okay, they just saying that the ancient ones are still walking amongst us, within us, and fighting for us. Okay. Okay, it says, as the descendants of the ancient ones, to rebuild our families and produce great clans, rebuild our clans to produce great tribes, to rebuild our tribes to produce great nations. We must learn to put away differences between our nations. Having properly done, we shall be granted the opportunity to come together and thrive and become the tribal pioneers. Okay, we are destined to be. This is per them on their site. It says, so that those in the future may learn the ways of the Ani Kutani and live such like our ancestors did. And I read that I read somewhere that this ancient Ani Kutani, they are the ancient priesthood um of the mound builders, the ancient mound builders. I read that somewhere earlier. But okay, so they on point with that part. And so they just, this is their mission statement, blah blah blah. They want to restore this, right? Okay. Okay. All right. This is interesting. Okay. I just want to show y'all this. All right. This is interesting. So, you know, this this is not, this is just, I'm gonna just repeat this for educational purposes only. All right. So when I did Google this, their site came up. All right. So, all right. Okay, even Wikipedia talks about the Ani Kutani were an ancient priesthood among the Cherokee people. According to the Cherokee legend, the Ani Kutani were slain during a mass uprising by the Cherokee approximately 300 years prior to European contact. So they said this happened 300 years before European contact. This is what they say. Now, I like to dissect shit like this because these ancient ones, they always trying to say people are extinct, you know. But and this is where the James Mooney writings comes in too. All right. All right. So I'm gonna read on. All right. One legend says that the uprising was sparked by accusations that the by accusations, all right, per this site, right? One legend says that this uprising was sparked by accusations that the Anikutani had become corrupt and were engaging in improprieties. They was bugging out. They was tripping. Okay, like I said, in every religion, spirituality, culture, in every group, there's always some bad people that fuck shit up. It's always at least one, at least fucking one. All right. It says the Anikutani might be connected. It says might be connected to the LongHair clan or the AniGilahi, which I was reading from the Cherokee Phoenix and also some literature that I have. The AniGilahi, all right, or fire priests that existed in historic times. They were either a clerical class and or a hereditary clan. Ani is just a prefix referring to a group of individuals. All right. So James Mooney, his writings concerning the Anikutani, which is why I was showing y'all this book. Cause we gonna break that shit down. We're gonna do a part 2 of this shit. Where is it at? Mm-hmm. Wait a minute, I'm just trying to find it. All right, give me a few seconds, y'all. Okay, yeah, this book. All right, this is by James Mooney. All right, and I went to this character of the formulas, the Cherokee religion. All right, and this is Sacred Formulas of the Cherokees by James Mooney. It also has the Swimmer's Manuscript. All right. So let's just scroll right quick to see if they highlight the Anikutani on here. It might be under shamans and white physicians. It might be under that. But this is just recipes for healing and some other things. Okay. It don't outright say Anikutani, but I know they're going to be talking about this. All right. All right, so this is dealing with spirituality and different practices. And y'all know I'm a spiritualist, spiritual messenger, all that shit, good shit. So I like shit like this. All right, but I do have the Swimmer's Manuscript and some of James Mooney's writings. But this is what I'm showing y'all. I can show y'all a screenshot from this from the computer. This is how I can show y'all. All right, so y'all can do a screenshot if y'all want, but I will be doing a part 2 of this shit. All right. While y'all looking at that, all right, James Mooney's writings concerning the Anikutani. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, from the writings of James Mooney. All right, he spent some time with Cherokee Nation. All right, myths of the Cherokee. We're gonna see if we can look that shit up. Let me see. Myths of the Oh yeah, we got it. Okay. Let me. All right, let's see. All right. I'm gonna show y'all this while I'm reading the rest of this on Wikipedia, right? It's just saying, from the writings of James Mooney, Myths of the Cherokee, section 108, the massacre of the Anikutani. Among other perishing traditions, it is that relating to the Anikutani or the Anikawatani, all right, concerning whom the modern Cherokee know so little that their very identity is now a matter of dispute. A few holding that they were an ancient people who preceded the Cherokee and built the mounds. And I will share a video that I did. It's an old video, y'all. If y'all travel through my playlists or my videos being nosy, y'all will see. I went to one of the Cherokee community meetings. I do go to some of the meetings here. Nice set of people. They welcome me, all of that good stuff. And I sat in on a meeting and they had a speaker, and the young lady was breaking down like some of the ancient stories, right? And she was saying that the Cherokee today are saying that they didn't build the mounds. That was basically the ancient people that built the mounds. Just a little tidbit that I'm gonna throw in there. But y'all can watch that. It was at the Indian Center here where I live. And that meeting was really good because she broke down some of the ancient stories, which I thought was cool because I love spiritual um, prophecies and stories, allegorical stories, spiritual stuff, spiritual and cultural stuff, and facts. I love that, all that shit. But okay, I'm gonna read on. All right. Okay, it says they were an ancient people who preceded the Cherokees and built the mounds, while others with more authority claim that they were a clan or a society in the tribe and were destroyed long ago by pestilence or other calamity. So they got different stories about what happened to them, right? First, they say the people rose up against them because they was doing impure shit. Then it says that they were destroyed by pestilence and calamity. We know it's some remnants of the people. We know that. It's no doubt in my mind. It's some remnants of the people. I'm just gonna let y'all know. All right. The Ani Kutani most likely supervised religious ceremonies among the Cherokee. They may have been mound builders who lived in the Appalachian lands in which the Cherokee settled. All right. Mooney's informants. So James Mooney, he had some little informants that fed him information, whatever, right? Mooney's informants described this group as much as despised, corrupt abusers of their religious power. Mooney stated that they were so completely wiped out that even at a mention of them by the principal chief John Ross or Dr. J.B. Evans in 1866, the story and legend were stated to be a century old and must have, due to the dimness of detail, been even older than a century even then. All right. The people long brooded in silence over the oppressions and outrages of this high caste of people, which are the quote unquote Anikutani, whom they deeply hated but greatly feared. At length, a daring young man, a member of an influential family, organized a conspiracy among the people for the massacre of this priesthood. The immediate provocation was the abduction of the wife of the young leader of the conspiracy. His wife was remarkable for her beauty and was forcibly abducted and violated by one of the Nikotani, all right, while he was absent on the chase. On his return, he found no difficulty in exciting in others the resentment which he himself experienced. So many had suffered in the same way. So many feared that they might be made to suffer, that nothing was wanted but a leader appearing in the person of the young brave whom we have named. The people rose under his direction and killed every Nigotani, young and old. Ooh. Thus perished a hereditary secret society, since which no hereditary privileges have been tolerated among the Cherokee, according to James Mooney. Nigotani is what they called them. Let me see. Let me look at that. Old timey. Okay, we had an hour and 40 minutes. Mm. Mm. Let me see. Okay, wait a minute. Why did they use that word? Okay, we're not even gonna go deep with that shit, but that's an interesting word though. All right, so with this book, let's see. Okay. All right, let's look at the table of contents. So James Mooney deals with, he spent some time spying on the Cherokee, trying to learn my ancestors' traditions and all that shit, right? He was spying, and he had informants, blah blah blah, right? So all right, let's look. Okay, table of contents. Let's see if they mention the Anikutani. Stories and storytelling. I love the old stories. Okay. Okay. Story of St. Lou. I'm just looking for the origins of the Pleiades and the Pine. I'm just looking for the Anikutani and see if because they said they had an excerpt from it on Wikipedia. So we about to find the excerpt. Let me see. Oh yeah, he got a lot of, and these stories have allegorical and hidden meanings behind these, like they like parable stories. So this is why they call them like these myths. Okay, I'm trying to find it, y'all, and we're gonna do a part 2. You bet your ass we're gonna do a part 2. Okay, let me see. A second video, a part B, and maybe a part C. Oh, cause it's a lot. Yeah. We're gonna examine his writings. James Mooney. And just we're gonna see what they got to say. They got local legend of North and South Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia, plant lore, war medicine, the mounds and the constant fire, the old sacred things. Let's look at that one. $3.95. Okay, and they got maps. Okay, swimmer. Okay, I'm gonna remember $3.95 and $2.28. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, it just says it's a common trick of Indian medicine men, outsiders desiring to acquire the secret knowledge or discouraged by being told that it is a dangerous thing to learn, for the reason that the new initiate is almost certain to be bitten, or in order that the snake may try him to know if he has correctly learned the formula. Okay, let's go to this. Okay. This, I gotta really dissect this shit and then come back to y'all because it's a lot. It's a lot of little stories. Let's go to the other page. This is all right. AX today. All right, I'm trying to find this other one. It's a lot, so y'all can look up this book. Y'all can go to what is it on archive.org. Y'all can go to Jester, Happy Trust, Sacred Text, or like Sacred Text. All right, this is before I go to the other part. He's talking about the eastern tribes. Besides the Iroquois and the Shawano, the Cherokee, remember also the Delawares, Tuscarora, Catawba, and Chiraw as tribes to the east or north in which they formerly had relations. The Cherokee called the Delawares Anaquanki, in the singular Akwanki, a derivative form according to the usual Cherokee phonetic modifications from Wapanaki, Easterners. The generic name by which the Delaware and their nearest kindred call themselves. Okay. All right. In later Delaware tradition, they are called Kitawa. And again, we find the two tribes at war. Okay. Okay, y'all can screenshot this. I'm trying to find stuff about the Anikutani. This is Walini, a Cherokee woman. Okay, they talking about the Delawares and the Tuscarora. Miss Okay, it's a lot of stuff in this book. They got myths and all the stuff. So if y'all want to read about, according to James Mooney, the Catawba, the Delaware, the Shawano, the Shawnee, all these different tribes, the Cherokee, but I'm trying to find. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back on this, but I did read to y'all a little bit about the Anikutani. They talking about the Yuchi and all that in this book. When I read some of this book, I was really looking at actually the swimmer's manuscript and like the different recipes for healing. Because I have books about herbs and roots. So, that this shit interests me. And, it's about the Cherokee. So, the Salagi, Kitawa, Ani and Waya, my ancestors. So, okay. Yeah. We're going to come back because it's a lot. It's a fucking lot. It's a fucking lot. So, yeah. But this book is called The Myth of the Cherokees. All right. This is the book. And I did give y'all, a history on the Anikutani and also the clan system. But that was really interesting to me. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I ain't gonna be long-winded. But tomorrow is this solar eclipse, new moon energy. Right. Shout out to AstroSeek because I like their little site with the moon calendar. Yeah. All right. Moon phase calendar. All right. Monday, April 8th, 2024. New moon, solar eclipse. The moon sign that is happening in is Aries. All right. That's what y'all know. So, wear them little glasses. Ground yourself on the earth, on the grass, and check it out. It's gonna be some energies. Wear your medicine bag. Have your mojo bag for my Creole practitioners. Have your mojo bag for my indigenous practitioners. Spiritual. Yes, have your medicine bag. Yeah, have some sacred things with you to filter the energy. And let's just see what the day brings. The day brings. And I said on the 12th. Oh, here it is. Okay. Okay. After we gonna be in this Aries energy, it's gonna be some Taurus energy. And then on the 11th, April 11th, we start entering into that Gemini energy. It's gonna be probably some tricky shit. Because you got the good and the evil twin type energy with the Gemini. So it's gonna be some interesting things happening the 11th and through the 13th. Then we go into some Cancer energy, Leo, little Virgo, and then we hit the Libra again on the 21st. All right. And we're going to have a full moon in Libra. So we have the new moon in Aries, which is the counterpart to Libra. And prior to this, we had the equinox, the spring equinox. It was in Libra. So now we have the new moon in Aries. And then we have the full moon. All right. So the energies also deal with justice with rewards, good rewards, or like karma type shit. So all right, y'all. I love y'all. I share you. Peace. And remember, y'all, I'm still doing spiritual readings sessions, life path sessions, spirituality sessions. I got the monthly forecast promotion going on. And also check out my partnership with my cuz. I'm a part of the Southeastern Talking Stick podcast. So check us out. We have special guests. Let me just go there real quick. We have special guests, and we're breaking down historical facts. And yeah, we're breaking down historical facts. We have special guests and all of that. So y'all can go to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, and even our Patreon. Look for Southeastern Talking Stick podcast. All right. We got some awesome special guests lined up. We have we have a lot going on. Check us out. Go to our YouTube channel. Check out the last 2 lives. We had some special guests, so check that out. That's another venture that I felt led to do with my cuz. We partnered up on that, and we are presenting historical facts on there. We'll have historians on there, and we're even gonna have, like, maybe once a month some spiritual things, because not only do we have true historical facts about our various indigenous nations and tribes and clans, all of them practice various, like, different aspects of spirituality. They all had a spirituality system. So at least once a month, we're going to have something dealing with spirituality systems of various indigenous nations, tribes, and clans. So check us out, y'all. So I love y'all. Ashayo. Peace.